Lighting can make or break a shot, and if you've ever tried building a clean setup in a small space, you know how frustrating bulky lights can be. That's where the Zhiyun Molus X100 RGB comes in. At first glance, it looks almost too small to be taken seriously, but don't let the size fool you. This is a 100-watt RGB light that promises serious power, accurate colors, and full creative control in a body that's barely thicker than a book. So today, we're going to take a real-world look at the Zhiyun Molus X100 RGB and see if it's actually a game-changer for creators or not. At its core, this is a 100-watt RGB cob LED light designed for creators who need flexibility. It's built for filmmakers, YouTubers, photographers, and even live streamers who want strong, accurate light without dragging around heavy fixtures. What immediately stands out is just how thin and compact the body is. It almost feels unreal the first time you hold it, because it doesn't resemble a traditional 100-watt light at all. Zhiyun clearly designed this with portability in mind, and that philosophy carries through every part of the product. One of the biggest advantages of this light is the full RGB capability. Unlike basic bi-color lights that only let you shift between warm and cool white, this light gives you complete control over hue, saturation, and brightness. That means you can create dramatic background colors, accent lighting, or stylized cinematic looks without needing physical gels. On top of that, it also supports a wide color temperature range, roughly from 2,500 Kelvin to 10,000 Kelvin, which makes it easy to match ambient light, practical lamps, or daylight conditions. Whether you're shooting indoors at night or near a window during the day, you have enough flexibility to dial things in properly. Color accuracy is another area where the Molus X100 RGB performs very well. With high CRI and TLCI ratings, skin tones look natural and consistent, which is extremely important for talking head videos, interviews, and portrait photography. You don't get those strange green or magenta shifts that cheaper RGB lights sometimes introduce. This makes the light reliable not just for creative shots, but also for professional work where color consistency matters. Now let's talk about brightness, because this is where many people raise an eyebrow. A 100-watt light in such a small body sounds impressive, but what really matters is how usable that power is. In practice, the X100 RGB is surprisingly bright. On its own, it delivers enough output to comfortably serve as a key light in small to medium setups. When you add the included mini lens reflector, the output jumps significantly, and suddenly this tiny light feels closer to something you'd expect from a much larger fixture. It's strong enough for interviews, product shots, and even some more dramatic cinematic lighting when positioned correctly. The build quality also deserves credit. Despite being lightweight, the light doesn't feel cheap or fragile. The metal body feels solid, and the overall design has a premium, almost vintage aesthetic. Zhiyun clearly wanted this to look good on camera as well as off camera, and that attention to design is noticeable. The controls are simple and responsive, making it easy to adjust settings directly on the unit if you don't want to use your phone. One of the standout features of the X100 RGB is its flexible power system. The detachable battery grip is a smart solution for creators who shoot on location. With the battery attached, you can run the light at full power for roughly half an hour, which is impressive considering the size and output. For shorter shoots, B-roll sessions, or handheld lighting setups, this is incredibly convenient. You can also power the light via USB CPD or a standard DC connection, which makes it just as useful in a studio environment. Being able to switch between battery, power bank, and wall power adds a level of versatility that many lights in this category simply don't offer. That said, battery performance does require realistic expectations. Running a 100-watt RGB light at full brightness will drain power quickly, no matter how efficient it is. If you're planning longer shoots, you'll definitely want access to mains power or a high-quality power bank that can deliver sustained output. This isn't really a flaw, but it's something to be aware of so you can plan your setup accordingly. Another area where this light shines is smart control. Zhiyun's companion app allows you to control brightness, color temperature, RGB values, and effects wirelessly via Bluetooth. This is incredibly useful if you're working solo or managing multiple lights. Instead of constantly walking back and forth to your stands, you can make adjustments from your phone in real time. The app interface is clean and easy to understand, which means you spend less time fiddling with menus and more time focusing on your shot. Furthermore, the X100 RGB proves to be extremely versatile. For talking head videos and interviews, it works beautifully as a key or fill light, especially when paired with a softbox or diffuser. The RGB capability also makes it perfect for background lighting, adding depth and separation without needing extra fixtures. For cinematic work, the light's ability to create precise color accents opens up a lot of creative possibilities, particularly in small spaces where larger lights would be impractical. Photographers will also appreciate how well the light performs for portraits and product photography. The accurate color reproduction and consistent output make it easy to capture clean, professional-looking images. While it may not replace a full studio strobe setup, it's an excellent continuous light option for controlled environments and creative shoots. Zhiyun's growing ecosystem of accessories further enhances the experience. The availability of reflectors, barn doors, spotlight attachments, and Bowens mount adapters means the X100 RGB can grow with your needs. You can start simple and gradually build a more complex lighting setup without replacing the core unit. This kind of scalability adds long-term value, especially for creators who are constantly refining their workflow. It is important to note that not all power banks work reliably with the light, particularly lower-quality ones that can't sustain high wattage output. Additionally, while the compact size is a huge advantage, it also means the light benefits greatly from modifiers. Used bare, it can be quite harsh, so investing in diffusion or soft boxes is almost essential for most applications. Despite these minor considerations, the overall experience with the Zhiyun Molus X100 RGB is overwhelmingly positive. It manages to strike a rare balance between power, portability, and creative flexibility. This is not just a niche RGB effect light or a backup fixture. It's a genuinely capable main light for many types of shoots, especially for creators who value mobility and efficiency. In the end, the Zhiyun Molus X100 RGB feels like a light designed for how people actually create content today. It's compact, powerful, adaptable, and creatively inspiring. Whether you're filming YouTube videos, shooting interviews, capturing portraits, or experimenting with cinematic lighting, this light fits seamlessly into modern workflows. If you're looking for a high-quality RGB light that doesn't take over your entire setup, the Molus X100 RGB is absolutely worth considering and easily stands out as one of the most impressive compact lighting solutions currently available.